Maya Reyes had exactly 3 rules for surviving corporate life. Never trust a printer that says, ready. Never microwave fish. Never, ever fall for your coworker, especially not the sarcastic one. By rule 3, she was already failing. It started on a Monday. Mondays were always to blame. Who scheduled a 9 a.m. meeting titled, Quick Sync? Maya asked, staring at her calendar like it had personally betrayed her. That's corporate for, we don't know what we're doing but we want witnesses, said Ethan Cruz from the next cubicle, spinning in his chair. Also, you scheduled it. Maya blinked. I did. You even added a smiley face. She groaned. I was optimistic last Friday. Classic mistake. Ethan had been her office mate for 2 years. He was annoyingly competent, irritatingly funny, and drank coffee like it was a personality trait. He also had the bad habit of looking at her like he found her amusing, even when she wasn't trying to be. Which was dangerous. Very dangerous. The thing about Maya was that she believed in love, just not at work. Work was where love went to die, usually under fluorescent lighting and a pile of unread emails. So when HR announced a mandatory team building retreat at a beach resort, Maya knew 2 things immediately. This was going to be awful. Ethan would somehow make it worse. She was right about only one of those. The resort was suspiciously nice. Why does this feel like a trap? Maya whispered as they checked in. Ethan adjusted his sunglasses. Because happiness at work is always a trap. Their rooms, unfortunately, were next to each other. Of course, Maya muttered. The universe has jokes. Oh relax, Ethan said. Worst case scenario, you hear me sing in the shower. That's not reassuring. On the first night, there was a bonfire. Someone brought a guitar. Someone else brought marshmallows. HR brought forced enthusiasm. Maya sat on a log, poking at the fire with a stick, when Ethan plopped down beside her. You look like you're plotting something, he said. I'm imagining my resignation letter, she replied. It starts with, per my last email. He laughed, not politely, genuinely. That was the problem. His laughter always felt like an invitation. You okay? He asked, softer now. Maya hesitated. Do you ever feel like you're always pretending to be fine? Ethan considered that. I once pretended to enjoy a 3-hour meeting about fonts. She smiled despite herself. You're impossible. And yet, he said, here I am. They sat there, watching the fire crackle. Not talking, not awkward, just comfortable. Maya hated how much she liked that. The next day involved trust falls. I absolutely do not trust any of you, Maya announced, arms crossed. Ethan stood behind her. I got you. That's exactly what someone who would drop me would say. She fell anyway. He caught her. Wow, she said. You didn't even hesitate. Why would I? He replied. You're lighter than you think. Something about that stayed with her. That night, there was rain. Real, cinematic rain. The kind that ruins plans and creates moments no one admits they want. The power went out. Great, Maya said from the hallway. Now it's a horror movie. Ethan appeared with a flashlight. Relax. If we die, at least it's team building. They ended up sitting on the floor outside their rooms, backs against the wall, sharing a bag of chips Ethan had somehow smuggled from dinner. Can I confess something? Maya said. Is it illegal? Ethan asked. Emotionally, maybe. He nodded. Proceed. I don't date coworkers because I don't want things to get complicated. And? He asked. And I think avoiding complications has made me boring. Ethan looked at her, not teasing this time. You're not boring. You're careful. She met his gaze. What if I don't want to be careful tonight? The silence stretched. Then he said, very quietly, then I won't be either. Rain tapped against the windows. The hallway smelled like salt and electricity. He didn't touch her. Not yet. Is this where we kiss? Maya asked. Ethan smiled. Only if you want to. She did. So she leaned in, slow, deliberate. The kiss was gentle, a little clumsy, unmistakably real. When they pulled back, Maya laughed. Wow. Good wow or bad wow? He asked. Terrifying wow. Same. Back at the office on Monday, everything was normal. Too normal. They passed each other by the coffee machine. Morning, Ethan said. Morning, Maya replied. A beat. So, he added, are we pretending nothing happened? Maya thought about it. About rules. About fear. No, she said, but we can take it slow. Ethan grinned. Careful but not boring. She smiled. Exactly. As the printer jammed for the third time that day, Maya realized something important. Love didn't always arrive with grand gestures or dramatic speeches. Sometimes, it showed up as laughter in a hallway, a shared bag of chips, and the courage to stop pressing mute on your own feelings. And honestly, that felt just right. By Wednesday morning, Maya Reyes had learned 3 new things about dating a coworker. Holding hands under the conference table is harder than it looks. Everyone notices everything. Ethan Cruz had zero chill. Do not smile at me like that, Maya whispered through clenched teeth as the team meeting droned on. Ethan leaned back in his chair, pen tapping. Like what? Like you know something I don't. I do know something you don't, he said calmly. You're doodling my name in your notebook. She glanced down, panicked, slammed the notebook shut. That's an M. 4. Metrics. He bit his lip. She kicked his shin. They had agreed on slow. They had not defined quiet. At 10:17 a.m., Ethan appeared at her desk with coffee. I didn't ask for this, Maya said. You looked like you needed it, he replied. You brought me oat milk. You once said regular milk makes you sad. She stared at him. I said it makes my stomach sad. Still sad, he said, smiling. Lena from accounting walked by, slowed, raised an eyebrow, and kept walking. Maya hissed, people are watching. Ethan lowered his voice. Are we not allowed to be kind to each other now? Yes. No. I mean, at work. Relax, he said. Worst case, they think I'm nice. That's already suspicious. The first real problem arrived in the form of an email from our subject, friendly reminder, Office PDA policy. Maya read it twice, then once more in despair. She rolled her chair over to Ethan's desk. Did you see this? He nodded. Yeah, I think it's because of Greg and the supply closet. What? We didn't do anything. We shared a muffin, Ethan said. Publicly. She groaned. We're doomed. Lunchtime became a strategic operation. They sat at opposite ends of the cafeteria, texting. Ethan, I can see you chewing aggressively. Maya, stop looking at me. Ethan, you're cute when you're stressed. Maya, HR can read vibes. Be careful. Greg waved at Ethan. Hey man, you and Maya seem close lately. Maya choked on her rice. Ethan smiled pleasantly. We collaborate well. Greg nodded. Yeah, like, really well. Maya texted, I hate everything. The chaos peaked on Friday. There was a client presentation. Big one. Everyone was tense. Maya was halfway through her slide when the projector froze. No, she whispered. No, no, no. The room murmured. Ethan stood. Let's take a minute, he said smoothly. Technology is having feelings today. Polite laughter. As Maya rebooted, their eyes met. He gave her the smallest nod. You've got this, she exhaled. Continued. Nailed it. After the meeting, she cornered him near the fire exit. Thank you, she said. For what? He asked. For not making it weird. He smiled softly. I'm on my best behavior. She raised an eyebrow. That's terrifying. That evening, they finally escaped to a tiny ramen place far from the office. Maya slumped into the booth. Dating you at work feels like espionage. Ethan stirred his broth. Worth it. She looked at him. Really looked. Yes, she said, but we need rules. He perked up. I love rules. No coffee deliveries. Fine. No obvious staring. Define obvious. No doodling names in meetings. Devastating. And if this gets hard, she added, quieter, we talk. We don't pretend. He nodded, just as serious. Deal. They clinked chopsticks. So, Ethan said, can I hold your hand now? She smiled. We're off the clock. He reached across the table, warm and certain. Office chaos could wait. For now, love was fully, finally, off mute. 5 years later, Maya Reyes was late. Again, she jogged into the office lobby, balancing coffee, phone, and dignity, when someone held the elevator door open. You're welcome, Ethan Cruz said. She stepped in, breathless. You married me knowing this would happen. He glanced at his watch. Actually, I married you because of this. She squinted. How does that make sense? You're consistently inconsistent. It's comforting. She leaned into him as the elevator rose. Did you bring coffee, too? He said. You forgot breakfast. Love of my life, she murmured. They didn't bother hiding anymore. Everyone knew. 5 years ago, they'd been the rumor. Now, they were the example. Power couple incoming, Lena from accounting announced as they walked into the office. Maya groaned. Please stop calling us that. Ethan smiled. Never. The desks were no longer next to each other, company policy, but they still synced calendars, shared inside jokes, and communicated entirely through raised eyebrows during meetings. Which was how Maya knew something was wrong. She leaned over during the budget review. "Why are you smiling like that?" Ethan whispered, "Because you're about to destroy slide 12. She blinked. "Slide 12 is perfect." "It's not," he said gently. "But you're going to fix it brilliantly." She sighed. "You've known me too long." He squeezed her hand under the table. "Not long enough." That afternoon, Maya found a sticky note on her monitor. "Dinner tonight. Big news." She texted back, "Good big or scary big?" "Ethan, both. Wear shoes you can run in." Dinner turned out to be takeout on their apartment floor, surrounded by unopened mail and a plant they kept forgetting to water. Maya eyed him suspiciously. "Okay, talk." Ethan took a breath. "I got offered a position." Her smile faded slightly. "Here." "No," he admitted. "Another company. Different city." She nodded slowly. "Okay, I haven't said yes," he added quickly. "I didn't even consider it without you." She studied his face, the same one she'd fallen for in cubicles and conference rooms, now steadier, softer. "What do you want?" she asked. "I want us," he said. "Everything else is negotiable." She laughed, a little teary. "That's unfairly romantic. I've had practice." She leaned into him. "We'll figure it out, like we always do." On Sunday morning, they sat on the balcony, coffee in hand, city stretching below. "Remember when we were afraid to hold hands at work?" Maya said. Ethan chuckled. "We thought HR could smell happiness." She smiled. "We were so careful, and still ended up here," he said. She rested her head on his shoulder. "Turns out, slow doesn't mean stagnant." He kissed her hair. "It means intentional." They didn't know exactly what the next 5 years would look like. But they knew this: love didn't need to be loud. It didn't need secrecy or spectacle. Sometimes, it just needed two people willing to keep choosing each other. Even when the elevator doors closed. Even when the rules changed. Even when life got complicated. Especially then. And for Maya and Ethan, love was no longer on mute. It was simply, still playing.